Welcome to Bias Bash. I'm Lauren Green. Well, it became a top Twitter moment. Donald Trump's tweet touting Trump Tower's taco bowls in celebration of Cinco de Mayo and saying, quote, "I love Hispanics," was retweeted more than 76,000 times. Many have mocked and criticized the tweet, but Trump has remained defiant, telling Fox and Friends this morning that people loved it. So are these kinds of tweets a mistake for the presumptive GOP nominee, or do they show a mastery of social media? Joining me now with analysis is Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist and Fox News contributor Judy Miller. Welcome. I get the feeling anybody else but Trump could get away with this. I mean, anybody but couldn't get away with it. Trump can get away with this.
Well, as he himself said, he could shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and he wouldn't lose a supporter. I mean, look, he is a master of social media. He has 6 million followers on Twitter. I mean, and he had that before this campaign was really well underway. He is an extraordinary political talent, but he is a man who has proven to have said things that are appalling in terms of our normal standards of tolerance for one another and for differences. And therefore, you've now watched Donald Trump begin to try to pivot and to not deny that he said these things, but say something totally contradictory and have people believe it. And so the question is, will people believe not that there are the best tacos in the world in Trump Towers, but that he didn't mean what he said about Hispanics and Mexicans being rapists and terrible people, and he now wants to love everybody? Who is the real Donald Trump, and what will the American people believe?
I get the feeling, though, also that the media reacted with the idea that Donald Trump lacks decorum, that there's something very, it's like saying, you know, I love Irish people, so I'm going to have a beer now. You know, I love, black people, so I'm going to have some watermelon. I mean, it's almost like that kind of like, ooh, that was not quite right. But you get the feeling that his followers loved it.
His followers loved it, and newscasters, let's face it, we loved it because of ratings, because everyone was watching. And that's what Peggy Noonan was deploring in her column today in the Wall Street Journal, talking about the freak show that this political election has become. And that's what Ben Rhodes, who was interviewed by David Samuels in the new New York Times Magazine, was warning about when he was talking about doing his job. Now, he is President Obama's chief speechwriter and has been one of his kind of spokesmen on key issues. And in this astonishing interview, he talks about how he sold the narrative of the Iran deal, nuclear deal, being a deal with, quote, Iranian moderates, which they knew wasn't true, but he thought it was a good deal. He still thinks it's a good deal. He defends it, and therefore he defends the tactics that he used to sell it. But what his real point is the media are broken. These institutions that are an indispensable pillar of American democracy are broken. And we are now entitled not only to our own opinions, but to our own facts. That the average reporter that he talks to, he said, is 27 years old and knows nothing. And even
that's very scary.
That's very scary. But given the pressure, you have talked about the transformation of the media, the fact that broadcasters don't have enough time to kind of check out a lot of what people say because
well, you had one news show a day. You had time to actually go check your sources, and you had one news show a day, and that's it. Now you've got news shows all day long, and you've got to have content for all those shows.
Right.
Or newspapers or the internet. You've got to have constant updates.
Right, and we don't even know where these stories come from. A lot of them start on Twitter. They're rumors that are repeated and repeated until they become accepted as fact. And Donald Trump has used that to kind of propel himself into actually the expected nominee of the Republican Party.
He has conquered social media.
He has conquered social media, but in that, says Ben Rhodes and others, you and I and everybody else who watches the media, there is a warning. And that is, if you can sell a lie for, quote, good causes, you can sell a lie for bad causes. And that demagoguery is dangerous to a democracy.
All right, I want to thank you so much, Judy Miller.
Thank you.
And to hear more media analysis on the week's top headlines, catch Media Buzz with Howard Kurtz, Sundays at 11 a.m. Eastern and again at 5 p.m. Eastern on the Fox News Channel. I'm Lauren Green, and thanks for watching.